here's Brody Brazil.
If you've got a question or comment or compliment or critique even that you want to present to this YouTube channel, I will take it via voicemail at 833-4Brody. I literally listen to every single one of your calls, and then I get to play back and respond to the very best ones.
What's up, Brody? My name's Abel. I live in San Diego now, but I'm actually from San Jose, born and raised. I was just curious because I feel like a lot of 49ers fans in general weren't happy when the Niners moved to Santa Clara and aren't necessarily happy with Levi's Field in general. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad stadium, but I don't think anybody wants to be in Santa Clara. So I was wondering if you could ever do a video kind of just about how a move back to San Francisco would work and kind of, I don't know, the Niners contracts at Levi's Stadium and with the city of Santa Clara and stuff. But, yeah.
Okay, so Abel, it got cut short there. Thank you very much for the call. I am going to make like a prediction at the end of this video, near the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. But I also need to set everything up beforehand. I also want to say that this prediction is just a thought. It's just something in the back of my mind. It was spurred on by your voicemail, and I really hadn't put a ton of effort into this thought process. But now the more that I think about this, and as I'm doing this video, I do think it's an interesting prediction to make. So more on that in just a second. Let me also state from the very beginning here what my background is. I'm named after former 49er quarterback John Brodie. I grew up watching the 49ers. They were the biggest thing here in the Bay Area during my childhood. The Raiders didn't exist in Northern California. They were in Los Angeles from 82 to 95. So again, most of my childhood and impressionable years, the 49ers were the thing here in the Bay Area. Am I a fan? Sure. Am I the biggest fan? Not exactly. I can't make that claim. I also here am somebody who has lived in the Bay Area for almost 45 years, born and raised, and have never lived anywhere else. So I'd like to think that I understand our region. I understand the sports landscape here. I understand the fabric of sports fans in Northern California. So with that established, and again, I'm somebody who has lived in the East Bay. I have lived and worked in San Francisco. I went to college in San Jose. I currently work in San Jose and Santa Clara County. So all over the Bay, all parts of the triangle of the Bay. I would like to say this at the top. I do think the South Bay, so Santa Clara County, city of San Jose, city of Santa Clara, you name it, Cupertino, Saratoga, Milpitas, Los Gatos, everywhere in between, they're all happy to have the 49ers be playing at Levi's Stadium. They're happy that that stadium was built right next to, back in the day, Great America. That's where the team headquarters had been for a very long time, and they decided to plop a stadium in the parking lot of Great America. So if you live in the 408 area code, which is an old school way of thinking, but if you live in that area, you're pretty happy. Even the 650, you might be happy that the 49ers moved down the peninsula away from Candlestick Park. That was the team's interest. That was what they wanted to do with the tech boom. They wanted to be surrounded by that. So there's a lot of people. And look, the South Bay is one of the most populous parts of Northern California. So for a lot of reasons, I get it. It's not something that doesn't make sense, right? But is it the optimal move? Was it the fan favorite move? Not necessarily, and that brings me to the rest of the Bay. 49ers fans in the East Bay, in the North Bay, certainly in San Francisco or down the peninsula, are kind of like, okay. And Levi's Stadium, to your point, it's not bad. I don't know if there's any one like special redeeming aspect of it that makes it so popular, so tremendous, if it's like a spectacle. Now, they just did pump in $200 million more worth of renovations and the brand new video screen and the club areas. Stadium's only a little bit more than 10 years old, and they've already invested $200 million more in it. It's going to host its second Super Bowl coming up in February, FIFA World Cup game. So like, I don't mean to sit here and bash the stadium, but there's nothing like super special about it. Compared to Oracle Park in San Francisco. Like that one is a good stadium when you talk about the brick and mortar of the stadium, but look at its location. Oh my goodness, the views, the vistas, the traditions that Giants fans have made right up the road from Candlestick Park. Here's two teams that shared Candlestick. One went north and built that. The other one went south, like figuratively. Wait, yeah, not literally, figuratively. They went south and they built something that's like, okay, it's up to standard, and people have a good time there. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't have that kick to it. I would even say Let me compare this to SAP Center, where I work and where I've gone to Sharks games for a lot of years. That building, it's just where it's at, next to downtown. It feels special. There's a lot of Sharks fans who can't envision the team right now playing anywhere else. That building feels great, right? And I might be biased, but that building just has something to it. It has character to it. Levi Stadium, and maybe we just need to give it time. It doesn't have necessarily that full character surrounding it yet. So we'll give it time on that. My thought is this: if it ever gets outdated, and I think that's one of the reasons why they want to invest in it, they want to make it world-class, they want to make it cutting edge, they want to still make it as best as it can be. The location may be not grand, not spectacular, but for the actual amenities of the venue, they want to keep it top-notch. They want to keep Super Bowls coming there. They want to keep it to the highest standard possible, because if it ever slips away from that, if it doesn't have that, what does it have? And if it doesn't have that, I do believe that you would hear whispers of, well, the 49ers might be thinking about moving back to San Francisco. Now, this gets to that prediction that I'm going to make, but I think this prediction is for something like 25 years down the road now, right? So, geez, if I'm 45 almost, that would have me being 70 years old. So I hope I live well past 70. But let me just say, my prediction, it's already been on the screen the whole time here. In my lifetime, I think the 49ers, I'm saying will. Now I'm uncomfortable saying this. Might. It's likely that they'll return to San Francisco in my lifetime. Now, it would require that, again, they stop doing the upgrades. They stop making Levi's Stadium as good as it possibly can. If the moment they kind of stop doing that, and now Levi's Stadium is 15 years behind the times, that's the moment where in 25 years down the road, and the stadium's now 35 years old, 40 years old, they say, should we have ever left San Francisco? Should we go back to our namesake? So will, possibly, likely, I'm just saying the door could be open, and this is how the door would be open for the team to go back to San Francisco. And again, I'm going to be a 70-year-old when this happens. I don't know if I'll still be making YouTube videos. Maybe not. Maybe there'll be something else. Maybe I'll just be a hologram. AI will replace me. But that's how wild it might be 25, 30 years down the road if this ultimately happens. Near term, near future, absolutely not. No, not happening. Near term, short term. Let's make that very clear. And again, I don't want this to come off as a diss video towards Levi's Stadium. It's just that they're in that unique spot where if it's not special, if it's not perfect, there's going to be questions. And if there's questions, I see why there's going to be this speculation of the team going back up north to San Francisco. So let me know. I know that's a lot. Let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. Also, while you're there, thumbs up. That helps this video, this channel, and things move forward. And the best thing I could possibly advise you right now, if you're new here, if you're just seeing me for the first time, I want to make sure you come back. The best way to do that is for you to hit that subscribe button so I can definitely see you back here next time.